Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to day 2 of Sundarkand Katha. On day 1, we discussed how Hanumanji invoked his immense power with the help of Jamvantji, who reminded him of his potential. We talked about the Katha of Hanumanji's birth and how he got the name Hanuman, and how he got various boons, but somehow he was not able to utilize his immense power until that day came when he was supposed to use his power. And what was that day? That day was when they were sitting on the bank, the shore of a sea, and they were thinking about how to cross that sea to reach the island kingdom of Lanka. And at that time, Jamvanji reminded him about his power. We also got to know about the power of devotion. So, Hanumanji, of course, understood his power, but then he realized that I am doing everything for my Swami. And keeping his name in his heart, Hanumanji eventually thought that, hey, now I think I will be able to cross the sea and I will reach Lanka. So the power of Naam Jap and devotion was extensively discussed in just what? One chaupai of Sundarkand, the very first chaupai, Jamvant ke bachan sunaye. What were those bachan? And then 2 or 3 more chaupais after that. And this has not happened just one more time. In fact, when Hanumanji was absolutely ready to take the leap, he jumped on a mountain to take the push for the jump. When you have to jump, you really have to, take a push of something. In fact, if you look at sprinters, they have a bit of little plate at their feet. With the help of it, they push themselves to run. Similarly, Hanumanji also took the help of a mountain. He said, Sindhu Tir, ek bhudhar sundar. Goswami Tulsidas ji is saying this thing in Sundarkand, that Sindhu Tir, that means on the shore of Sindhu, the sea, there is a bhudhar, which is a mountain. Kautuk kudi chade upar. Hanumanji just climbed over it as if it's a play. Of course, it's a play because Hanumanji is now immensely powerful. He now understands his power. He took a very, very, very mighty and big shape. For him, that is not a mountain anymore. That is just, maybe a stone. So what do we understand with this? That once we know that we are doing something for a bigger purpose, when we have our Lord's name in our heart, when we have Ram in our heart, when our heart is Ramay, as it is said, then hurdles like mountains, hurdles like seas, oceans, cease to be hurdles. They're not hurdles anymore. Then it is just a play. It is so easy. So in the life also, when we become too distressed and nothing really seems to be working, Shastras says that the final thing that is at your disposal is surrender, samarpan. That God, I can't do anything anymore. So I surrender myself to you. Now you take care of it. And He always takes care of that. Provided that you surrender as surrender. You just give it. You have full devotion in it. That, that's my father, that's my friend, that's my mother, that's my guru, that's my everything. So I think I can very easily find my security in His lotus feet. So Tulsidas ji says then, Bar bar Raghubir Sambhari. Hanumanji shouted Raghubir bar bar, again and again. Not just once, bar bar. Tarkeu pavan tanay balbhari. Tarkeu pavan tanay balbhari. And the more he said Ramji's name, the more he became powerful. सिंधु तीर एक भूधर सुंदर, कौतुक कूदी चढ़े उता ऊपर, बार बार रघुपीर संभारी, तरके पवन तनय बल भारी, जेहि गिरि चरण देई हनुमंता, चले हो सोगा पाताल तुरंता. On that mountain where he was standing, when he took the leap, the force was so mighty that the mountain basically went into Patal. Patal is the lok which is underground. In very simple words, you can understand lokas as dimensions. So this is Prithvi lok, this is one dimension on which we are living. Let's say there is a Swarg lok, which we say that it is the higher dimension because eventually you require more merits to be on that lok. And there is something called as Patal lok, which is below the Prithvi dimension, where you require fewer merits as compared to the merits that are required to be on earth. So it is not like somebody dug up the earth and is going into the depth of earth. It is basically the dimension you are talking about. And here, when Tulsidas ji is expressing this idea, so there is an interesting story behind it. Shabari was actually a queen in the previous birth. And because she was queen, she had a particular social hierarchy. She was not supposed to intermingle a lot with the common people or the saints as such, just go out there and do bhajan kirtan like everybody. Could be for the social concerns, could be for the security concerns, either way. But she was a very devoted lady. So one day, she did a lot of penance, a lot of tapasya, and asked God the boon that God, in the next birth, don't make me a queen. Even if you want to give me the lowest of the social strata, that would be the best thing, because then I would not be restricted by anything. In the next birth, she was not a queen. So what she used to do, she would just wake up very early in the morning, would clean up the ashram of any muni that was in the nearby, and then would go away from here. And then, Rishi Munis will wake up and they will see that, oh my God, the ashram is so clean. Who has done that? They would never know. And for many, many, many days, years, this happened. One day, one Muni decided that I will catch that person who is basically cleaning my ashram every day. That Muni was Matang Muni. Matang Muni became very happy with the service, the seva bhav of Shabari. And he said that, Shabari, now you will stay in my ashram. You will do the Nam Jap here, you will do the seva here. And this went on for a long time. So finally a time came when Matang Muni had to end, his time on earth. So he decided that, okay, I should now take samadhi. I should go to, my Lord. So one day, Matang Muni said to Shabari that I am now going. Shabari said, but Guruji, where are you going? Matang Muni said that I am going to Ram. मैं राम के पास जा रहा हूँ. I'm going to Ram. So Shabari said, please take me with you. I also want to go there. Eventually I am doing the Ram Jap only for a long time. You said it. So Matang Muni said that I am going to Ram, but Ram will come to you. And he took the samadhi and he left his body. Now understand the innocence, the power of devotion, the power, the devotion towards one's guru. Shabari became very happy that because my guru has said that Ram will come, Ram will definitely come. So that is for sure now. So I'm going to meet God. That's for sure. The second thing is, Matang Muni did not say when he will come. It's like death. So ideally, what should be the case? If you 10,000 years, that's a significant time. And I am talking about the time when, in the physical sense, Ramji was not even born. In fact, Dashrath ji, the father of Ramji, was not even born. Even before that, Shabari had been there and she has been waiting for Ramji. Every single day preparing for him. What do we understand from it? When your guru says something, you just believe it. And then when you are talking about your God, then you can't be in the space of testing him. He is testing you all the time. You can't say that, okay, 3 days it has been, he has not come, I'm not going to prepare for that. He won't come. He really doesn't have to come for you. That's devotion. Now, some of the people might think that if Ramji was not even there, who was she waiting for? So Ram is not the person who is in this physical body at that point in time. Ram is the supreme being. Ram is Vishnu. Ram is the one that Shivji recites. Ram takes birth in every kalp once, in Treta Yuga. I think, if I'm not wrong, one cycle is of 4 yugas, and 1000 such cycles make a kalp. In every 4 yugas, there is one yuga called the Treta Yuga. Isn't it? So there are 1000 Treta Yugas that will come, and in only one such Treta Yuga, Ramji will take the birth in the physical form. That is called one kalp. So Shabari had been waiting for him. And when finally Ramji came, he gave her bhakti. Bhakti is that final element, devotion, your absolute immersion in God. After that, there is nothing. You become God. That's why many times scholars say that it is not because of Ravan, it is not because of anybody that Ramji went for his forest expedition. It is because of Shabari Mata that he took birth. He went to the forest exile. She was the one who basically set the entire thing in motion. She had been waiting for Ramji for what, 10,000 years? Long time. Interesting story, right? So in Kishkindha-kand, 9 types of bhakti has been described. So when Ramji asks Shabari, what should I give you? So Shabari says, give me bhakti. And then Ramji talks about 9 types of bhakti. What those 9 types of bhakti are? And it is said that you just adopt one of it and you stick with it, you basically get every bhakti. So Navadha bhakti is Pratham bhakti santan kar sanga. First bhakti is company of saints. So here company of saints basically means company of right people, intelligent people. If you talk in spiritual terms, it is company of saints who can guide you on the right path. In non-spiritual terms, it is about company of good people. In fact, if you want to become somebody good in your life, you want to earn something well, you want to achieve something really good, you have to be with people who are achievers, who can guide you well. So many summits happen every month where people with like minds congregate and they discuss ideas. That's the power of good company. In a very colloquial term, this is also said networking of the same type of people. So Pratham Bhakti Santan Kar Sanga. And it is so important to understand that good company eventually will give good output, bad company will give bad output. It's like saying, whatever you put in your vegetable, the taste will be according to that. You can't expect a different output if you keep giving the same input. So good input, good output, bad input, bad output. In fact, Patanjali also says that we should have sympathy for sad people, depressed people, but we should not befriend them. You can help them, you can sympathize with them, but you can't befriend them, because then they will make you what they are. And that should not happen. That is the power of Sangati. The second bhakti is Dusari rati mam katha prasanga. The second bhakti is that listen to my discourses with love. So I am doing this lecture series right now. You are listening to it. But only those of you who think that I am really devoted to God, I really want to understand Ramji, then only you will be able to listen to that with heart. Otherwise, you won't be able to. So second is listening to my discourses with love. And what that gives us, so when we listen to the charitra of God, the stories of God, we become inspired. We basically start to idealize a perfect ideal to whom we can emulate. Eventually, we need somebody to guide us in some way or the other. So why not emulate the perfection instead of emulating the non-perfection? So when you listen to my discourses with love, rati means love, dusari rati mam katha prasanga, then you develop connection with me. Now, before even beginning this thing, Ramji said to Shabari Mata that Navadha bhakti kahau tohi pahi. I'm telling you the 9 types of bhakti. Savdhan sun, dhar man mahi. Listen to that with savdhani, absolute attention. And once you listen to that, immerse that in your man, in your mind. Take it to your heart. In yoga also, there is a concept called Shravan, Manan, Nidhi, Dhyasa. Shravan means listening to something. Manan means thinking about that thing, understanding that thing, mulling over it. And Nidhi, Dhyasa means once you have understood everything, make it part of your experience. That knowledge basically should reflect of you. That is why Ramji has said that, hey, I'm going to tell you bhakti, but you've got to listen to that intently and you have to internalize it. Then he talks about third bhakti. Gurpad Pankaj Seva. What is Gurpad Pankaj? Pad means foot. Pankaj means lotus feet. That means Guru's lotus feet. Lotus feet means what? There is no lotus there. Lotus means pure. When you want knowledge, knowledge comes from Guru. But knowledge cannot be attained when you are at a higher pedestal and the knowledge giver is at the lower pedestal. So you have to let go of your ego and you have to become smaller. You have to become humble. And that's why author says, without ego, serving Guru's feet is third bhakti. You can always only serve Guru's feet. And that is easiest thing to do. If you are, going to serve the entire Guru, then you have to think about, okay, what oil should I give him to, put on hair? What clothes should I give him to wear? Just lotus feet. Lotus feet. Nothing is required. Maybe washing it. That's all. Looking at it. No effort. That's third devotion. Honoring the word of Guru. Whatever he says. That is the meaning of Gurpad Pankaj Seva. Doing his work. If your Guru wants to do something good in society, you become his instrument. That is also bhakti. That way also you will be able to attain God. Fourth is Chauthi Bhakti Mam Gun Gan Karai Kapat Tajigan. ईश्वर के गुण समूहों का गुणगान means whatever good things God has done, sharing that with others. Because it is about positivity breeding positivity. When you share the great discourses of your Guru, of your God with others, they also become immersed in that positivity. And you then spread positivity all around. So this is your fourth bhakti, talking about virtues of God. And locally, what can it mean? Discussing virtuous people. Couple of friends, you are there, you are sitting along. You have two choices, either to gossip about something trivial or to maybe talk about the great things, let's say, done by Ratan Tata or Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Now, what will inspire you eventually? Gossiping about that group of people, using abusive language for them? No. The other thing, and that is called your fourth bhakti. Fifth is mantra jap mam drid biswasa. Mantra jap. What is the meaning of mantra jap? What is mantra? Mantra is the mantra that Guru gives to you. Guru mantra has the highest power. The merits attained with the help of Guru mantra will go with you even after your body is gone. That is the part of consciousness that goes with you. So your Guru must have given you a Guru mantra. Guru mantra simply means that whatever Guru asks you to chant upon or meditate upon, that is called Guru mantra. Author says, mantra jap mam drid biswasa. That is fifth bhakti. It will purify your channels. It will make your mind, your body absolutely pure, sattvic. When you do the jap of Guru's mantra. Acha, if you don't have a Guru, what to do? Then God's mantra. Then God is your Guru. But you got to jap. Jap basically means that you are bringing your rhythms in one place. Your mind then is not going to wander here and there. And this thing actually helps you build concentration also. So if you want to achieve something and you are doing Nam Jap regularly, then your studies also will improve. Your decision making also will improve. Nam Jap or meditating upon Guru's mantra. What is sixth bhakti? Chhat dam seal birati bahu kasma karma nirat nirantar sajjan dharma. Chhat dam seal birati bahu karma. What is dam? So there are actually 6 types of wealth that are described in yogic discourses. That if you have these 6 wealths, then you are wealthy. Otherwise, you are not wealthy. In fact, if you do not have these 6 wealths, then whatever physical wealth also that you have accumulated will also go away. What are those 6 wealths? Shat Sampatti. First is called Sham. Sham means peace. We'll not go into the details of it. I just want to talk about one Sampatti which is called Dam, which is the second Sampatti. Dam means control over senses. That is exactly what is mentioned here. Chhat dam seal birati bahu karma nirat nirantar sajjan dharma. That means Indriya Nigraha. Control over your senses. If you want to eat something to fill your stomach, you fill that and then you stop. Then you should have control over your body, your mind. If you know that this particular action is bad for you, you should not do it. You should have that kind of control over your body and mind. So many bad things are happening in the world because people just lose their awareness, their control. On the top of it, when they are inebriated, when they take intoxicants, the situation further exacerbates. So author says that dam seal birati bahu karma. That means बहुत से कार्यों से you have to get vairagya. That means you focus on one thing. Do not indulge in so many things at one time. Now what do I mean by that? So if you are following a path, if you are following a guru, do not have many gurus. Otherwise you will not be able to reach anywhere. Have one guru and follow your guru. Second, if you are thinking about your career, then focus on only one thing at a time. You can do 10 things, but not 10 things together. You should have the ability to focus on one thing. You should have that ability of vairagya, dispassion. Senses are not running you, you are running your senses. That is called sixth bhakti, dispassion and focus. And what are those? Shat Sampatti, of which dam is part. One, I told you, one is sham, which is peace. Second is dam, which is control over senses. Then there is titiksha, which is ability to endure, ability to bear something, sahan shakti. Fourth is shraddha. Now, what is shraddha? Shraddha is not faith. You can say similar to faith, or fact bigger than faith. Shraddha is adoring something, loving something that you don't know fully about. So I adore Ramji, but I don't know fully about him. I am not that kind of a guy. I'm not a saint who has understood who God is. But I know that there is somebody that I want to emulate, that I really want, that I look upon, the one who is there for me. Now that is called Shraddha. This is one person when I'm distressed, so I'm going to say that, okay, you deal with that. And Shraddha can be towards your God, towards your Guru. Uparati. Uparati means enjoying anything that you do. Which means when you are doing something, be absolutely immersed into it. Another meaning of Uparati could also be that when you are doing something, don't judge it while you are doing it. Once you start doing it, once you think that I want to do it, just immerse yourself into it. 100% devotion. And then samadhan, which means contentment. Contentment. I'm satisfied with what I have. Satisfaction is not a passive element. It is not that, okay, I'm satisfied even if I'm not able to give my family enough food. No, that's not satisfaction. That's complacency. Then you are lethargic. Satisfaction means that you are not feverish. Today you have earned something, you want to earn more, it's okay. Your day done for the day, be content. Next day you work hard. Not mull over it, oh my God, I want to accumulate more. It's not about that. So these are the 6 wealths that one should have. And this is also said that if you have one such wealth, others will all automatically follow. So 6th bhakti is having dam, control over your senses. 7th is satam sam mohi may jag dekha, monte sant adhik kari lekha. Knowing the world Ramamay, knowing that I am everywhere, I am all pervading, I am omnipresent. That is 7th bhakti. Acha, but Ramji doesn't stop here. Ramji says, okay, one thing is definitely that know the world filled with me only, but संतों को मुझसे भी अधिक मानना. Knowing saints as bigger than me. In fact, there is a doha. Guru Gobind do khade kaake lago paye. Balihari Guru aapne Govindiyo milaye. That if God and Guru both come in your home, then who should you basically bow down first? Guru, because that is the person who basically brought God to your place. And that is why God is also saying this thing, that the Guru Tattva, Guru element is the highest element. And on a higher level, you will realize that Guru and God basically are not different. Because Guru is enlightened, God is the very light. So they are part of the same being. आठव जथा लाभ संतोषा सपने हु नहीं देखई परतोषा. 8th bhakti is be content and don't talk ill about others. Don't think that others are malicious. So if you are just enjoying your own life, you are not really judging others, so you will be very calm. And that is a virtue, which is a godly virtue. Have you ever seen God in any program also? I'm not talking about the fictitious scenes of some specific serial or so, but in general, gods do not talk ill about others. Find me an instance where, let's say, Bhagwan Vishnu or Bhagwan Shankar has said anything ill about anyone. No. If that had been the case, then Bhagwan Shankar would not be giving out so many boons to every other person. He would just give out the, boons, and then Vishnuji is now thinking, okay, how should I deal with this particular demon? And they are both friends, Vishnuji and Shivji, best friends. So they basically don't even complain about each other to each other also. Ki, "Arey yaar, why you have given this boon to this guy?" He said, "Okay, theek hai, he has done it, so I have to deal with that." Sapne hu nahi dekhai pardosha. Don't look for ills in others. Navam saral sab san chalhina, mam bharos hiye harsh nadina. And the ninth bhakti is innocence. Knowing that it's just me. The way Shabari was innocent. She waited for 10,000 years. So Ramji says, these are the 9 types of bhakti, and in the next doha he says that you have all of them. So I take you in me. You will be immersed in me. You will reach that highest level anybody aspires for. And that's where Shabari Mata finally got the fruit of her forbearance, her devotion. And that's all for day 2. Wait for the day 3 and we'll talk more about Sundarkand Katha. Namaskar.